What's up, guys? K'nex Ferg here. Today I've got K'nex Peter Griffin up for review. Now, I know in the last video I said that if I got 1 like, I would review Thomas and Friends Tales from the Tracks, and I did get 1 like, so I will be making a review of that. But the reason it's not out yet is because going into the film, I found that there's a lot of symbolism and small details to cover, so I've had to go over the film numerous times as well as writing tons of notes, so it's going to be quite a challenging review to create. But in the meantime, I have K'nex Peter Griffin to review. Now you may also be wondering why I haven't uploaded in like over a month. It's because I died. Alright, so anyway, Peter Griffin here. So I got this in a K'nex Family Guy blind bag from Dollar Tree. I want to say about a year and a half ago. I got a couple of them because they were only $1. I wanted to get all the characters because they're only I think 6. I got 5 of the characters. I got 2 Stewies, so I burnt one of them. I don't know where the other one is, but I don't have any of the other characters with me currently, aside from Peter. So, before we get into the review, I do need to mention that his pants are kind of taped onto his shirt because part of the little thing in the body that holds the leg part in is broken, so the legs won't stay on, so I had to tape them. Anyway, the figure itself, upon first glance, you can definitely tell it's supposed to be Peter Griffin, but if we take a closer look at it, you can see that some things aren't exactly right. First and foremost, I'd like to mention that the color of the skin on the torso and the head are slightly different shades. It's not really noticeable, but if you take a fine look at it, you can see that they are indeed different. I'm a bit bothered by this since in the show Peter has his head and his body have the same color. It's a bit distracting. As for the head itself, it's mildly well sculpted. Of course, you got the information on the back for the figure. The hair is kind of strangely sculpted. It kind of juts out, not like hair normally does, especially Peter's hair from what I've observed from the show. His ears, they kind of look more like nipples with a little hole in them. That's not really what ears look like from what I know. I don't think that's what Peter's look like either. As for the eyes, the glasses, the little parts on the side that go over the ears, as you can see on this side, it does not properly go over the ear, which is quite distracting and a pretty sizable issue for this figure as a whole. On the other side though, it is covered by the hair, so it's not noticeable. I would also like to mention that there's a seam running down both sides of his head, which is not too noticeable from a front view, but if you were to display it on a side view, it's extremely noticeable, as well as the writing on the back. The nose is properly sized in comparison to the eyes. However, if you can notice that parts of the eyes are not painted due to the fact that the nose is there, and if the eyes were painted, the nose would have paint on it too. I would prefer if the eyes were painted all the way. It is a bit noticeable and distracting once you do notice it. The glasses are kind of painted on in a strange way, in the same way that the eyes are. They kind of go, as you can see, they go behind the eyes, which isn't how glasses typically work. In one episode of the show, Peter did say his glasses were from a Dr. Halloween costume. So that could be the case, since Halloween costumes usually don't put lenses on the glasses, so that could explain as to why the eyes would be going through them. The mouth is kind of strange. Peter's 2D body doesn't really reflect well into a 3D figure like this. As you can see, the chin juts out as the mouth stays completely flat, and it just looks a bit strange. As for the chin though, it is very well sculpted and very true to life to the show. Now we get down to the body, and this is where a lot of issues start coming in. The body is not properly shaped. Peter Griffin has a very round shape in the show, and here's more blocky, and you could say that's because of the style, and that is fair enough. However, even then, he's still not fat enough. As you can see, the body only barely goes out from the head, and the back is way too flat. I do appreciate how they added the line going down his shirt, as well as the buttons. That is very good, a very good sense of detail. Oh fuck, shit, added to this figure. We move on to the arms, and the arms, like the rest of the body, are not properly sized. The hands are far too big, and the arms are just, they're not wide enough. However, the hands themselves do have the proper 4 fingers that Peter and the rest of the characters have, which I do appreciate. The hands can be like turned around, and I guess they can hold stuff. And then we move on to the legs. From a front view, the legs look fine, despite the fact that they kind of bend in. The side view is where I get most of the problems, as the legs are far too thin to support his body. Now, yes, it does stand, but realistically, these legs would crumble under the weight of the rest of the body. However, I would like to say that the pants are indeed the right shade of green, and the belt and belt buckle are painted and detailed flawlessly onto the leg pieces. And the shoes are also well detailed and painted. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say in terms of this Peter Griffin K'nex figure. I don't think they sell them at Dollar Tree anymore, so they'd be pretty pricey online. This is a rare collector's item. If I had to give it a number rating, I'd probably give it maybe like a I don't know, a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It is a pretty good figure overall. It does represent Peter very well. If you're a fan of Family Guy or K'nex or any of that, I'd recommend you buy this figure. Yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe for more of this epic content. Share so more people can see this epic content. Goodbye.